we have someone here who is no stranger to the microphone, and indeed no stranger to the whole business of education, being a former teacher himself. And so we want to put our hands together this time and hear from one of our very esteemed Pandits, Pandit Khemraj Vyaas, to share some of his experiences from the class thus far. So Panditji, we want to welcome you to the podium.
My dear devotees, can we clasp our hands for a few moments as we reflect upon the form of Ganapati Ganesh Bhagwan? Harihi Om Vishwadi Bhutam Hridayoginam Vai Pratyaksha Rupam Avibhantamekam Sada Niralam Basamadigamyam Tamekadantam Sharanam Vrajami Shri Vigneshwaraya Namah. Ganapati Ganesh Bhagwan ki jai. Mr. Chairman, distinguished head of the Parasram School of Hinduism, Pandit Dr. Parasram, Rampasad Parasram, spiritual head of the Exchange Shiva Mandir, our beautiful, lovely young group of Pandits seated here in full attire together, in some instances with their respective consorts, devotees of God. I must say, it certainly is a pleasure for me to be associated with this Parasram School of Hinduism, and of course to be one of the tutors of our Pandits class. At the very outset, we must emphasize that the Parasram School of Hinduism is not a school only for Pandits. And I'm sure many of you would know that indeed Dr. Parasram has been working with the rank and file for many years before our Pandits started their training in this compound. It is also well established at the higher level of the SDMS that the Parasram School of Hinduism shall be the formal training ground, as it were, school for all our young Pandits. And this is how it has been for the last several years. As a tutor of the class, I must say I do feel very privileged to be a part of the training of these young Pandits. But as I have said, young Pandits. But very dedicated, very committed. You know, the class would have started with something like 42, 43 thereabouts. And at the very outset, I indicated to them, this class will dwindle eventually until we have 16 or 18 who are very, very committed and serious in their concerns for learning Sanatan Dharma and, of course, being proficient Pandits. And we have some of them here. They must be commended. We know, as a matter of fact, sometimes I feel very frustrated at the somewhat slow rate of progress. But then, not everybody is a Dr. Parasram with that kind of mental capacity. And we know, my dear friends, that when I reflect upon my very own upbringing, it was simiti simiti jala bharahutalawa, drop by drop, day by day, week by week, with the commitment and dedication, certainly you will reach. You know, several years ago, I might have been about 55 thereabouts. I was doing a Shrad. And there was an elderly Pandit from Guyana who came there. He was about 80, 85 years thereabouts. And he chanted some lovely verses from the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. So at the end of it, my nephew was kidding me. You're this playman, you're seaman. I said, come and check me back in 25 years' time. The point I was making, my dear devotees, is that with a little at a time, little bit of learning, it must be committed. My young students, do not think for a moment that it will suddenly dawn upon you. It never happens that way. You know what dawns upon you, my dear devotees, from my own experience? By constantly caressing, and I say the word caressing deliberately, the Sanskrit language. Reading, reading, reading. The very nature of the language, scientifically tested, has proven to expand one's intellectual capacity. And certainly, by constantly reading the Sanskrit, you will find that meanings will dawn upon you when you keep the association of the elderly ones. So that tonight, I want to commend you. At the same time, I want to inspire you, I wish I could, to striving to achieve greater heights. For remember, my dear friends, one of the goals of the Parasram school of Hinduism is to provide our community with Pandits who are par excellent. We want the entire, I'm sure you know that there is a proliferation of all kinds of Pandits in the country. No one has control over them. But what will make us stand out is our quality, our dedication, our commitment to learning, and of course, striving for excellence. So with these few thoughts, may I take this opportunity to wish the continued success to the Parasram School of Hinduism. I know during the last year I have not been as present in the classes as I should have been, and that was only because of commitments. But I know for the first few months of this year, I will have a lot of time and I will be with you. And I'm promising you sometimes I am going to be a little bit harsh in a gentle way, if that is possible. So at this time, my dear devotees, let us take a moment for prayer. We pray to the Divine Lord for His blessings upon all of us. Hari Om. Ishano Girisho Mrada Pashupate Shuli Shiva Shankaro Bhutesha Pramathadipah Smaraharo Mrityunjaya Dhurjati Shri Kantha Vrikavadvajo Harabhavo Gangadharastrambaka Shri Rudra Suravrindavanditada Kuryat Sada Mangalam Kuryat Sada Mangalam. Ganapati Ganesh Bhagwan ki Jai, Mahapati Mahadev ki. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.